Hi there. It's February the 20th, and in Torah today we've reached Leviticus chapters 9 and 10. In chapter 9 of Leviticus, we find Aaron finally anointed and ready, approaching the actual sacrificial rites. And Moses tells the people at the beginning, or towards the beginning of chapter 9, that this is going to be the place, this is going to be the day when the Lord appears, when the Lord encounters them. Because the Lord wants to be with his people. That's the purpose for all of this sacrifice for the tabernacle, is because the Lord wants to dwell amidst his people. And so Aaron, in a very careful way, makes all of the sacrifices, sin offerings, peace offerings, and all of the things that need to be done. And then at the end of chapter 9, the Lord appears and fire comes out from the presence of the Lord and consumes the sacrifices. And the people shout and they fall down in worship at such an awesome God in this awesome moment. The word presence in Hebrew is actually the word face. And we've said before, when we've been looking at the presence of God, that the word face indicates that this is a personal connection. This is not an ethereal something in the atmosphere. This is actually the person, the face of God. And the fire comes from his person. He encounters us personally. Then in chapter 10, a tragedy occurs. The two sons of Aaron, Nadav and Avihu, they're putting fire in the incense so that the incense produces the fragrant smoke. But in putting fire with the incense, they're not taking the fire from the altar. They're not taking it from a holy place. They're creating their own fire, and therefore they run into a huge blockage of the power of God, where they're bringing something unholy before the Lord, and it results in their own destruction, their own being consumed. This leads to a terrible situation because Aaron is still in the midst of bringing the sacrifices of Israel. He can't mourn his sons. He can't tear his garments. He can't take his hat off. He's standing before the Lord for the people, and he has to continue that. So it's actually his nephews who carry off the bodies of his sons. It's a tragic moment. And then that leaves Eleazar and Itamar, the two other sons of Aaron, to continue and to complete the sacrifices with Aaron and to eat the sacrifice, their part of the sacrifice before the Lord. And at the end of chapter 10, Moses takes Aaron to task for the fact that he's not eaten his share of the sacrifice as the priest should. And Aaron, probably very down at heart and very broken up, says, how can I eat it? I'm not sure if it's going to be acceptable before the Lord. I'm not sure if I maybe am going to be consumed as well if I eat of these things. And it just shows us the uncertainty. It just shows us the power in these moments of the holiness of God. We know that as followers of Messiah Jesus, our sin, our uncleanness is covered by his blood, by the blood of the cross. He has made a complete atonement for us. He has made us completely acceptable to God, and he receives us, and we can come without fear. We can come with confidence, and we don't have to fear being consumed in the way that happened to these men in this ancient time, because God has come himself in Messiah. Have a good February the 20th.